And three sides of this person's house has got Forest Service on there. And they just got their bill. In fact, they have a bill because they're being dropped because of the Forest Service not being taken care of their properties around them. Do you think that's fair?
No, I think it's bullshit.
Thank you. How would you approach that?
As a landowner,
Yep.
well, I'd go to the local forest and I would explain the problem, and I would see that if I could work with them to do some land management on their jurisdiction. I would offer it for free, knowing that they actually can't accept that, but I would probably do it in writing and then send it to the local newspaper to say, my insurance is being canceled. I'm working hard on my own private property. Look what I've done. I have fire resistant, I've met zone 0. I've managed my land, but I no longer can afford here. And probably in your cul-de-sac, this is generational people that have lived on this property. So while we've lived here for 100 years in harmony with the natural resources, we no longer can do it because of the cost. But I would get that in writing and go public on it. Because frankly, at the end of the day, I don't think that we're going to get the forest to take action to mitigate or do treatment to protect that particular landowner.
Thank you. Kevin Chapson. And so in Flagstaff, we almost had to learn our bad lesson before we learned our good lesson, right? We almost lost Flagstaff. It had crested that hill over there south of Little America. We would have had lost the town. So when we say mitigation, it's biodiversity different from each type of tree, right? Each forest is very different, right?
Correct.
So is it more the floor the problem in Arizona, or is it more the limbs, dead limbs, or the and saturation of trees together that are the problem?
Oh, we got lots of problems. It's all those things combining together. This is really where, I think our specialty within our capacity within our program, we are standing in a driveway talking to that homeowner, and each parcel, each driveway has different challenges. It might be the open space behind them that needs some treatment. It might be their own property. And really the solution here has to be comprehensive. We have to have that combination of the risk reduction on the natural environment, so going in and doing the thinning in the forest, reducing the ladder fuels, reducing the tree connectivity, so if there is a fire, it stays on the ground. But at the same time, making sure that homeowners doing the work they need to do on their property. And it is challenging because we have folks that they're surrounded by treatments, they've done the work on their property, and they're still running into those insurance challenges. So it can't just be one solution. It's got to be a combination. It's going to have to be a combination at scale. And I fear that scale is probably going to be multiple states. That's what it's going to take to look at some of these models and say that risk has been mitigated in a way that actually changes some of the math on these maps. So it's got to be a combination of these solutions, and really it starts at the parcel level.
Mr. Wright, from the insurance industry, how would they have access to this information if a landowner is actually doing their job?
Yeah. So some of it is based on aerial kind of information that they can obtain, and so much of it happens based on what is reported from the homeowner along with documentation from them. They don't simply say, hey, tell me it's true. The insurance company wants to see the pictures to prove that it's true. So
AI and some of this Google Earth, like for example, really should be beneficial to the insurance industry.
It absolutely is. And today, it still has probably two principal limits I'll speak of. First of all, it's showing you the top down. It's not as easy to see the diagonals, which allow you to see the resolution up closest to the house. Progress is being made there, but that's an element where we're still reliant on the individual homeowners or others to put boots on the ground. The second piece is as much progress has been made on wildfire modeling and the kind of progression of fire behavior. One of the most difficult pieces is once it gets to start burning structures. The embers created by structures are even more lethal. When the motherboard from the TV is on fire and flying, when the hose from the dishwasher is picking up and flying, look at those kind of elements, particularly in those high wind events. That's a place where the modeling and the AI still has a ways to go.
Gotcha. Mr. Chapman, So the advent of new materials that are very flame resistant. I know of one now that's basalt. Man, we actually can weave it, believe it or not, and they can make panels that are both bulletproof and fireproof. How would that advent change that whole aspect that you would look at as far as fire?
The innovative building materials are a game changer for us. This also aligns with potentially some of our small diameter wood utilization strategies around Flagstaff as well. So really looking at, this challenge, we're spending time with our community development folks and our building folks within the city. It's not just the fire department that's responsible for fixing these things, because we can have partners that come up with wonderful new construction ideas, and if we can't get that built into our code, we're going to run into some challenges. So really working across all these different disciplines and being supportive of new building construction innovations is going to be very important for us.
Thank you. I'm going to save my next time until after.